I'm sitting in my apartment one day and this feeling comes over me that suddenly I'm just better than everyone. I elevated as a film photographer and I was like, man, where is this feeling coming from? And then I realized, oh, my Leica's here. If you're interested in film photography, stay tuned. So I've been on a hunt for a Leica for a while. Me being me, I don't really want to spend thousands of dollars on a film camera because I don't use film cameras professionally. It just wouldn't make sense to drop $2 or $3 grand on a film camera that I'm never gonna really make any money off of. I was looking for affordable options to buying a Leica camera, and I didn't want to buy a Leica camera without a Leica lens because it kind of defeats the purpose. They are well-built cameras, but the quality of the image is really going to be through a lens. So I ended up remembering someone had mentioned to me that Leica actually used to just make lenses for another camera company, but I didn't really remember the name of it or anything more than that. So I ended up finding this shop on eBay called the Leica Shop. I don't know if it's the official Leica shop, but it's in Austria, so I think it's just one of their licensed stores. But one of the options they had was cameras with Leica lenses. This is where I found the camera I ended up buying. So no, technically it's not a Leica camera, but it does feature a Leica lens. So I was able to post on Instagram how much better I was than everybody, so that they knew that like I was in the club without really telling them I'm not really in the club. If you want to shoot with Leica, this is probably the most affordable option. It comes with some major drawbacks, but honestly, it's my favorite camera I own now. It's actually, and I think it's a German or Austrian company, so I'm going to mispronounce it, but it's called a Nagel Voglander or something like that. Nagel Voglander, I believe. It has a Leica lens on it. I don't know if you could kind of see it. So if you see the name on the inside, it says Lights. And before, obviously Leica or Lights was a microscope company, and they would make lenses for the small camera manufacturer called Nagel. Eventually Kodak bought Nagel, and eventually Leica started their own camera company. These are the most affordable Leica cameras you can buy. If you want to buy a Leica camera, besides like their instant film camera, which isn't really the same, what you need to buy. So this was about $300. I want to say like $325-ish, but it came in such good quality. I'm actually going to leave a link to this particular Leica shop down below because I was so impressed with the quality of the camera, how just everything felt so nice for, especially as old as this camera is. I believe it's like 100 and something years old, 150 years old, and this is in really good condition, and the images come out pretty sharp for a camera that this old. And I know it's Leica lenses, so it's going to be top of the line, but man, I love this camera. So let's talk about the drawbacks. This particular camera takes 127 film. 127, that sounds weird, right? Yeah, it's not bigger than 120 film, which also kind of makes no sense. You can only buy this film in limited quantities at limited stores. The only place I could find this film at is at B&H online. There are kits where you can take medium format and cut it and then respool it. I am too clumsy for that, so I just stick to buying this film. But in saying that, I actually really like this film that it comes with, and I think it complements this well. The other drawback is because it's 127 film and not medium format, it's a little bit smaller. You're gonna have to buy custom scanning trays for it, and I want to murder whoever designed and built the scanning tray for mine. While it is probably the right size, after film is processed, usually it winds up. I would be willing to pay the person who designed this particular holder to insert the film and scan it. I would pay them thousands of dollars if they could do it on the first try. It is the most frustrating thing ever. I think it was just somebody took the measurements and 3D printed it and then sell it for an extremely unreasonable price. So I am going to look into buying another tray for mine. So that's a little annoying. And then also the other compromise on top of all of this stuff is you have very limited shots with this. I think I've really only been able to pull like 6 shots out of it. which kind of makes no sense because there's so much space in between each shot. I don't know why they make the number so far away. I don't know if it's because other cameras have other distances or what. They're like trying to encompass so much, but I don't know. I might try and test that a little bit because it does seem like a little too far of a distance between each shot. So I usually only get like 5 or 6 shots. But in saying all that, I love this camera. I like the images it comes out with. I like the sharpness. The lens is still great if you buy it from a good retailer. I almost bought it a little bit cheaper from just a random person on eBay, and I ended up just buying it from the Leica Shop, and I'm glad I did because obviously the quality came out great. There's a whole organization I could reach out to if I had an issue, and not just some guy who had this camera in his garage. Definitely worth looking at, and if you don't really want to drop the thousands of dollars for a Leica, maybe you just go with this. And yeah, there are some compromises you have to make, but in saying that, the images I've gotten from it, I actually love. I honestly wouldn't trade it for the world. It's probably the world's cheapest Leica, and it's still really good, which is kind of annoying. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you have a Nagel Voigtlander with a Leica lens. I'm happy to join the club. Yes, I might not have the M's whatevers, but I'm here, baby. And there's no kicking me out now. So I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.